the spirit of strife or freedom prevailed, and when situation became different due to failures and bankruptcy of Soviet Union in the 80s of last century, the liberation movements appeared or may be established in 3 Baltic countries, which never recognized or understood themselves as a part of Soviet Union or Soviet republics, sometimes falsely called even such terms, but only as occupied countries, occupied by Soviet Union, and share the hope that it is not forever. So in 80s, after Soviet Union became to seek some reforms, some changes, how to avoid total bankruptcy, they were so-called reforms of Gorbachev. We used that opportunity and freedom movements, liberation movements in Latvia and Estonia called the Popular Fronts. In Lithuania it was called Lithuanian Sajudis. Sajudis means a movement, but mass movement. And very soon the goals, political programs were established. At first we went officially under the slogans of restructuring, no, first reforming the Soviet Union, but having in mind the restructuring of it until the right to have a free choice about our own destiny, about our own future, will be achieved and implemented. For us was the continuity of the same Second World War, and the status of occupied country, it was again status of the continued war, not resolved yet, as our friends and influential politicians of Western democracies used to state about our new strive for freedom, that until Baltics are not free, the Second World War is not finished. That was very supportive. It was a real stance of ours. What we wanted to insist also with contacts, in a context with Soviet leadership. At the first stage, as Sajudis movement went to work in a new body of Soviet Union, the Congress of People's Deputies, which was partly elected. In Lithuania it was democratically elected in competitive elections, and early spring of 1989, in which Sajudis movement competed and won Communist Party, local Communist Party, in proportion 36-6. It was our way from first independent republic to the second independent republic, established after Sajudis won national landslide victory in Lithuania in the spring of 1990, and 11th of March of 1990, the new, duly democratically elected parliament, with a feeling that it has a national mandate of our people to decide and to resolve that long-lasting status of an occupied country, practically colony of the Soviet Empire. We went the way of open confrontation with Kremlin.